everyone, Jules here. Today I'd like to show a tarot deck that's very interesting and really important from a historical perspective. And that is the Book of Thoth deck, which is also known as the Etteilla Tarot. And this is a very important deck. It inspired the later decks of the Golden Dawn. It inspired Samuel Mathers, who was one of the founders of the Golden Dawn, and Aleister Crowley, who came after him. Etteilla was a French esotericist who created this deck, and he was one of the first to refer to the tarot as the Book of Thoth. And this deck was created in 1789. And the version that I'm going to show you today, this particular version, became available in Paris in 1870, and it is based on the original deck from 1789. So here is the box. It has strength on the cover, and it has the Sun card on the back. And this deck is published by Scarabeo. It was published in 2003, and it has a great matte finish. So I'm going to show you some of the cards, particularly from the Major Arcana, and you'll be able to recognize these images from the Major Arcana, the decks that came later. The main difference is that the titles of the cards are a bit different, and the numbering is quite different, because this is from the French esoteric school, which influenced the later Golden Dawn when it was founded. And the French esoteric school particularly influenced the English system, which is the Golden Dawn system. So I'll show you the cards from the Major Arcana. Here's the back of the cards. And here is the Fool card, and it's also called Folly in this deck. So this deck is really interesting from a historical perspective and worth having in your collection if you are a collector. Here is the Magician. This card is called Union or Marriage, and this is what became the Lovers card later on. And the cards have very traditional meanings because they're so old. The meanings are very old. The Chariot. And this deck also influenced the Grand Etteilla deck. And that one is called Dissension instead of the Chariot. Justice. This is the Hermit, but it's also known as the Monk or Le Capuchin. the Capuchin monks, the Catholic order of monks. Which we would now recognise as the Hermit. This card is called Fortune, or the Wheel of Fortune. This is Strength, but it's called La Force. The Death card, which is La Mort. So this is quite an important deck because it was one of the original decks that very much influenced the Golden Dawn decks that came later, and particularly the Thoth deck by Crowley. I think it's really important to know the origins of the tarot. Here is the Devil card, Le Diable. Or Force Majeure. The Devil has wings in this card, which he did in later decks as well. Now here is what we know as the Tower card, but it's called Le Temple, or Miserere. The Moon, here is the Sun card, La Lumière, for the luminary of the sun. It's a great sun card. And Judgment, Le Judgment. So you can see the angel in the top of the card. So the little white book is quite good that comes with the deck, and it gives the traditional meanings as well as some of the more recognised meanings that came later. Now I'm going to show the minor arcana, just a few of those cards. because it is a plain pip deck, which were most of the earlier decks for plain pip decks, as in the Marseille. So here we have the Ace of Wands, or baton. And the Queen of Wands, or baton. And Cups, Ace of Cups. The Knight of Cups, or Chevalier, which is Cavalier. Chevalier of Cups, Knight of Cups. Swords, Ace of Swords. Queen of Swords. Coins, Ace of Coins. And the Queen of Coins. So there's some of the cards of the Book of Thoth, or Etteilla Tarot, and I'll put the details below the video. And I think this is quite an important deck to have in your collection if you are particularly interested in the history of tarot and you would like to have this deck to reflect on and to be more aware and knowledgeable about the history of tarot, and particularly how this deck influenced the later Golden Dawn decks that came afterwards. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.